Is this on? Are we doing this?
This thing's on.
We rolling?
Yeah.
All right, great. So how was your work meeting this morning, Keith?
The team has been built.
The team has been built.
The team has been built, brother.
What'd you guys do?
How many strong lads are we talking here?
So,
Five?
how many lads? Yeah, there were 6 or 7 lads, 6 or 7 lasses in the room.
Equal number of men and women.
Roughly, yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
what I like to
We-
see in the workplace.
We had some HR representation. We had a woman there who was leading the team building.
Yeah. Like some trust falls or some.
No trust falls. We played a really corny game where it was a this or that type game.
What's that?
Where she'd give us a prompt. It would be like
Improv.
you have an organized closet.
Okay.
And then one side of the room is yes, and the other side's no. And so you like move to the side of the room that answered the way you in whatever was in your nature. Like for all the different prompts, it'd be like you ask a lot of questions, you make small talk at the grocery store, and like
questions, you have
the
an
whole
organized
room would
closet.
like switch
Yes
back
or
and
no.
forth, and then you'd have to talk to the person like on your left or on your right about why you are standing on that side of the room.
Like I don't have an organized closet. I'm gonna go over here.
Exactly.
And they're like, okay, why don't you have an organized closet? And you're like,
Yeah.
well, I'm a disorganized person.
There you go.
It's a mess up here.
That was the idea.
Yeah. So you get to learn more about the filthy and disgusting and degraded lives of your coworkers.
Yeah. There was like the
Disorganized closet people.
I am a piss pig, and then
Yeah.
everyone went on. Like
Yes or
most
no,
people were
this or
no,
that.
but I was on
Yeah.
the yes side, and
And so then you'd ask
me
questions
and this
about
other
that.
kind of
It's
weird
like,
guy were talking about piss.
Yeah, why are you a this big? It's like, well,
Yeah, it
it has
was
something to do with my childhood.
yeah, exactly.
If I'm being honest.
So, like
never-
so many things.
So many things for all of us.
And the reason we did all this is because my team just merged with another team. It's just it's a big corporate situation. It's
Classic
nothing,
corporate thing.
Nothing terribly interesting,
I've heard of this.
to
and
be
there's mergers.
honest.
There's
We're
no layoffs. in this
we're
merger?
becoming more productive, little by little.
Okay.
Just you wait.
Yeah.
No, there weren't any layoffs really. It was a shuffle. It was a restructure.
Yeah. It's usually euphemism for there's gonna be layoffs.
Yeah, maybe they're coming soon. I don't know.
Redundancies.
That would have been funny if that was worked into the game somehow.
Who here has a job? And
Yeah.
everyone goes yes, and they say,
And then-
"You go over here. You go over here."
Exactly.
Okay, it's more like, if you have any questions about why you have no job, you can ask them now.
Leave everything in the room and
exactly.
walk out that door.
That's
Security will take you out.
who here has a job?
God, that'd be an amazing firing session.
Yes. Team building. So that's the kind of shit HR people do, right?
Yeah. They're creeps,
They
man.
fire people. That's their job. Is like layoffs and personnel discipline. It's never a good sign when HR is around
No.
talking to you or doing shit like this. It's always like, okay, why are they here? What's going wrong? I mean, I've never worked on offices. I've always been in restaurants and bars, but I mean, I've seen enough media about it, and I've been with people who have. Like, I kind of understand that culture pretty well.
Yeah, any satire you've seen is not far off.
Right.
It's close. It's almost 1-to-1
Yeah,
to
that-
what
that's-
it
that's
is
a-
like.
That's real shit.
It's real shit, dude. So that happened.
I had a run-in with HR once at my job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I get called in to HR, and they sit me down, and whoever reported me wanted to remain anonymous. So we got a report from one of your coworkers that you called her buddy.
Yeah. You call her a buddy.
Yeah.
Was this disrespectful?
It was like sexual harassment just
Yeah.
to say buddy.
You can't be calling women buddy, especially if you don't know them.
Yeah.
It's come to our attention
And
that you've been naked under your clothes.
Yeah.
You've been naked under your clothes?
You got in trouble for that one.
Son of a bitch.
This dirty
He's
bastard.
probably naked under there right now.
He got his balls out underneath his jeans.
Well, what happened? How'd it shake out?
I was like, look, Bubba.
Look, Bubba.
You just changed the nickname
Listen
a little
here,
bit.
listen here, honey bun.
Sweetheart. Have you ever called your coworker sweetheart or cutie or anything?
Toots?
Honey bun. Yeah, for
You said
sure.
honey bun?
Bubba.
Nice.
I've never heard you say Bubba, but I can't imagine that'd be a big deal if you said Bubba. But honey bun. Have you ever actually said honey bun to a person?
Well, the thing is, she thought I said hubba hubba.
Yeah.
And she's like, what'd you say? And I said Bubba.
Bubba.
And then she was like, visibly annoyed that I wasn't hitting on her.
Oh,
Oh, she thought she had you.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then she's like, well, you can't say that.
You can't say that.
You can't say that
She
either.
adjusted quickly to what you really said.
I don't want you saying Bubba around me. In fact, we're not going to get HR in here about this Bubba.
So,
Dude.
close call, but
But
kept my
Bubba.
job.
You have your job.
Yeah. I went to the main guy, and I'm like, Steve, baby,
Sweetheart.
they're killing me in here. They're busting my balls.
Stevie, baby.
Stevie, baby.
Stevie, my balls, baby. They're busting my baby balls in there. They got my little baby balls out over there. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
What if it was Carrot Top, but it was carrot topping? And it was Carrot Top fucking Kramer in the ass.
Didn't think about that.
I'm Carrot Topping.
That implies a carrot bottom, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It's Carrot Bottom and it's Gallagher.
Huh.
Fucking that dude in the ass.
That was a weird time. You had that Henry Dice Clay guy?
Yeah.
Doing those weird.
Oh, the Dice Man.
Outrageous comedies.
I feel like that guy has no legacy whatsoever. You never hear about this person.
No, I mean, he
was
does
just
some
doing.
acting,
He
but
was
that's
just
that.
adding the word "fuck" to nursery rhymes. I feel like.
Uh-huh.
The Dice Man's legacy is that he was very canceled in the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people would show up and protest his shows.
They would protest it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But the cancellation didn't really work. Like, he still sold out arenas. He still sold out stadiums, and he was making millions and millions of dollars. Like, he wasn't taken off of TV. They still have his CDs and tapes being made. Like, he was, another dominant entertainment personality. He was canceled, but it was kind of like that was cool if you were being canceled. It was more like it didn't work. Like, he was getting protested. He was
Right,
getting
right.
op-eds written about. Like, people hated him, and they hated what he was doing. It was very offensive. But it didn't work. He still was very successful. He did very well for himself. And it's like
they didn't have
considered a legend.
cancellation back then.
And the cancellations
Not
that
in
we
like you
see
actually
after.
get canceled from Netflix.
Yeah, like you don't
Like
get
a-
your
like a-
shows. You get shows canceled, like literally canceled. Like a, arenas no longer book you, and clubs no longer book you, and then the companies don't put out your product. Like that's real like cancellations at work. That
Yeah.
never really happened with Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
He did very well.
Well, we use the term canceled also just loosely,
Yeah.
somebody did something and Twitter gets mad, so now they're canceled. But they're not actually like canceled from a network.
No,
But
not
we
these
just
guys.
use that term and we're in a post-canceled world now anyway. I don't think anyone cares anymore about that, do they?
I don't think so. I mean, people talk about it still. 'cause
I
you guys
don't
have
think
been
so.
Talking about it for years.
Or maybe it's just like you said the other day, like everything's just PG now, so
Yeah, it's kind of hard to cancel anything whenever you can't really even say words on YouTube without getting demonetized. So everything is being cut out.
one of my coworkers saw the podcast
Yeah.
and came up to me and said, like, I don't have to do anything you tell me to do
Yeah.
anymore at work. I've seen your podcast.
I've seen what a clown you are.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're a clown. I have no respect for you.
Yeah. You're not even
She
the funniest
said-
person
I'm
on the
not going to do
podcast.
anything.
Did she see the clip about you being a clown?
Yeah, you're the third funniest person on the
Oh,
podcast.
your podcast.
jeez, that's rough.
Yeah. You know, like when you do that little worksheet where you have to like draw where it hurts on,
Yeah.
on the human body.
Mm.
They're looking for the
Yeah.
sensitive people so they can fire them
It's
first.
here.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's my heart.
We need to put more like your mom jokes, I think, in our podcast. Don't you
Right.
think we need more your mom jokes?
I think it's good to have jokes in any kind of like podcast scenario where you are just talking. It's good to have something funny to talk about. It's funny to say.
Your
And
mom has something funny to say.
There you go.
Last night.
Yeah. What could that have been?
What could me and your mom have been if we would have been able to go the long haul and actually stick it out?
Yeah.
Maybe I could have been your stepdad.
You could have been my stepdad. You're just old enough than me to have maybe been my stepdad. Maybe not my real dad, but my stepdad certainly. And I think that would have changed a lot of things, for me had that been the case. I'd like to imagine you as my stepdad. I'd like to imagine quite a bit actually. No, but it'd be it'd be really cool if your DNA was connected to my ancestral lineage somehow, and we had that going for us.
Well, yeah. Is it like more of an insult if you were able to like fuck someone's great great grandmother? Like, is
Yes.
it like if
Yeah,
you
that's a
fuck
good
their
point.
mom, that's an insult. But if you
Right.
fuck their grandma, is that more of an insult? And if so, what if I'm your like ancient ancestor?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing it to try to merge
Is that
your
the ultimate-
DNA with your friend, then I think that's kind of beautiful.
It's like, oh, I went back in time.
I don't know.
I went back in time to your great grandmother, and I made your great grandfather.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
that is, our connection. Is I'm a time traveling, DNA spreading type of ancestor. Like I will go back in time and become your ancestor for you. Is how much I care about this friendship. Is I'll become your ancestor, and
Okay.
I will,
So
impregnate all of your relatives from the ancient past.
So this is becoming like a buddy thing.
I think so. Is it buddy culture to be your buddy's great grandfather, to become your buddy's great grandfather?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
This is kind of
think
like
so.
how you already feel about wives, but it's expanded through all of time now.
Yeah.
It's not just the present.
Yeah, like
You lay claim to the wives of the past, the moms,
yes, they've
all
become,
of it.
they've become my
You're
wives.
the Genghis Khan of
Ancient wives.
your buddy's pussy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that was mine before you're even born. I've been a husband to this wife ever since time
yeah.
immemorial.
Yeah.
Every woman is my wife, and that includes all women of the past and all
Every
women
woman
of
was
the
my
future.
wife.
Incredible
Every woman will be my
concept, perhaps, for like a technical, a brutal death metal album.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something you could explore.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Well, and consider the what that implies about global warming. If every woman is your wife, including future wives, then you have a big stake in global warming. Curtailing global warming so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you can protect your wives of the
Yeah.
future.
That's a big reason why,
It's the first reason I've heard. Just try and stop it.
yeah,
The first
like
good
that.
reason.
Yeah,
right?
first good one for sure.
promote things like equality and harmony among the peoples of the world and of all nations is to protect the future wives that are to come. Like they're in the future. They're not here yet, but they're coming. And if their lives are in jeopardy, then my wives are in jeopardy. And that's why I support things like
Nice.
solving the global climate crisis and solving widespread inequality. Like that is to protect the future of my matrimonial descendants. So I mean I think stuff like that is important to keep in mind.
Here, here.
Every man's a brother,
It's a beautiful thing.
every man's a buddy, every brother's a buddy, and every woman's a wife, and we're all kind of each other's grandfathers in a way. Like I'm your grandfather and you're my grandfather and I'm your son as well. And you're my nephew.
What could someone
And
even
your
add
mom
to
is my
something
wife.
like that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Dude, what if I was married to your mom, but you were married to my mom?
That would be pretty cool. I mean,
Imagine how fun that would be, dude. We'd play video games so much all the time and have sleepovers and shit.
yeah, just, we married each other's moms. We've been but basically brothers now, in a way,
Yeah.
and
Brothers and fathers.
each other's uncles. Yeah.
A brother is a father.
That's true. I mean,
And a father's a brother.
A lot of that is true. A lot of brothers are fathers, and a lot of fathers are brothers, and a lot of friends are fathers, and a lot of buddies are brothers. So, if you think about it, the more you think about it, the more you see that, yeah, that's true, and that's all true, and it's going to be true. So, that's one of the things you got to keep in mind when you're talking about the future is even if it hasn't happened yet, it's still true, and it's going to happen.
So many roles. Just a kaleidoscope
I mean, we all have
of
roles to play.
life, Just depends on what room you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some people, it's a controversial thing to be like, well, I'll marry your mom and you marry my mom. People think that it cancels out, but it doesn't. Like, oh, well, I'll be your son and you'll be my son. So we'll think that, we'll have like equal power, but it's not really like that. Like, if you catch your son fucking up, you get to say like, son, don't do that.
Yeah. Don't play that song again.
And he can't be like, well, you're my son too. That doesn't
Right.
work. That's just whataboutism. And you truly have to.
That's true.
You truly have to respond to the merits of your father's request.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Put on that tortoise shell.
yeah, he's like, you gonna play one player on this shit when you know I'm here hanging out, and I just like went to the store. I come back with all of our snacks, and you're
Yeah.
just playing one player mode. when you know that there's easily a 2-player game, we have plenty of controllers.
Halo.
Like, you put it like that, and you're both each other's fathers, and you're both each other's sons.
I want to play my song.
It's just you're just gonna appeal to the reason of it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so honestly, that's why I feel like if you're in government, you have to be married to
The people.
The state, the people.
and they have to be married back to you, you know, because then that way everyone's listening.
Yeah.
Because that's what a marriage is about.
We're all married
Communication.
to Melania Trump.
Mm-hmm. It's not about speaking.
Oh, I'd love to. I am married to her, and boy, is that nice.
It's a lovely marriage. We're having a
Her
great
she's
time.
getting deported, man.
They're deporting my wife.
Can you imagine if they
Oh.
deported Melania?
That's another thing. With that,
What a
that
sweetie.
I would find detestable is all these deportations. They're deporting wives out there, and I can't have that. So yeah. I mean, you asked me how I feel about the administration. You know, like, what do you think of this administration? You know, I don't really like it.
The
I've come
idea
out
that
against it.
any wife in this country
What?
could be a problem, could
Could
be
be.
a liability.
Yeah,
It's un-American.
and I
I don't like it.
exactly. I don't believe in it.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be funny to, like, with all the news, you know, I mean, if anybody's even remotely paying attention to what's going on with the Trump administration, I just thought it'd be funny to be like, so what do you guys think about this administration?
This new administration.
Like, how's the weather?
yeah.
What if I was like, too soon to tell? I'm still just watching.
It's only been a few
I'm still
months.
learning about the platform
Yeah.
myself.
I'm still learning who the president is. You know.
Who his vice president is?
Yeah, I'm still flipping through my textbook at home.
Who his 3 best friends are, who are the richest men in the world. Still
Yeah.
learning about them.
I'm still learning who's who's Donald Trump, who's Elon Musk.
What's he about? What's he up to?
It'd be really cool not to know who he is. Like, I kind of hate that I do know.
That's a beautiful ignorance.
That you know who
anyone who doesn't.
who or Elon or Trump.
Both.
Any of it.
Yeah, I would love to not know about any of this shit. But that's not my job. Like, my job's to know about it. Protect my wives. Protect.
What's
my
your
buddies.
what's y'all's strategy been lately? Like this year, are you
I don't know.
tuning into
I've been-
anything? Are you?
I've been getting pretty drunk lately. My wife's been out
Nice.
of town, and I've been acting a degenerate fool for the last 4 days.
Well, you gotta get those demons out. every
Just
once in a
getting
while.
hammered drunk every night, and
So that's your strategy for dealing with this administration?
it's for dealing with my wife being gone. You know, I miss that wife, and I miss the person I am when she's around. You know, like, if she's around, I'm a little more calm, a little bit more domesticated, and I feel better about who I am and myself. But I'm also having fun when she's not around, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because I do, you know, stay out as late as I want and get as drunk as I want, and you can crash in the bed any,
She keeps
any
some
hour
of
of the
that.
night.
She keeps you in check a little bit.
Yes. That's,
Keeps you leashed.
You need that
keeps me
structure.
leashed. And having that structure is important. Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't, you know, I'd be a lot less, you know, successful if I didn't have some of that structure in my life. I would be a little bit more of a
Oh, yeah.
degenerate and probably, you know, have an even shittier job and have even shittier friends.
Yeah.
How would you feel if she is like, I'm going on a vacation and I'm bringing John with me?
Oof. If my wife went on vacation with you,
I don't.
I probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of good could come out of it, really.
I probably wouldn't like it. I'd probably say no. I'd probably say please no. All right, that's if I can come.
Please,
Can I come?
buddy, no, please.
All right, Aaron, you come with us.
I'll go with you. That sounds great. That sounds great, you know. I mean, we can always wife swap and go on vacation with your wife. How'd you go with that?
He's processing.
Sometimes you gotta take your buddies' wives out, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes. Well, your buddy's wives are, you know, your buddy's wife is your wife.
True.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that.
I had the worst fucking dream last night.
What was it about?
It was a bona fide fucking. It was a nightmare. I was going into space.
What?
I have like
Without a helmet?
every once in a while I have space dreams. I don't even think this is going to be very interesting, but
I want to hear it.
That sounds
like
cool.
it's always me. It's not. I'm I'm like going into space in like a capsule or like a ship or something, and I'm always really worried about
Major
the
Keith.
about the seal or whatever breaking and me
Yeah,
just getting
it's a problem.
frozen or sucked out into
You're
space.
fucked out there.
And it's like I'm always on the way up, and I'm like, oh no, this is bad. I shouldn't be doing this. And I'm,
This is a bad
and,
idea.
like I'm like talking to the other people in the thing.
I have
Like,
no
what
business
is
going in
this? When
space.
was this last serviced? You know, I'm like real worried about it.
Yeah.
And, I
All the
don't know.
bolts on tight.
And then sometimes I'll like zoom out and it gets real cinematic, and I can see like the tiny little
see
ship
your
that I'm in,
capsule.
like
Yeah.
outside the Earth, and I'm just like I'm kind of looking at it. I'm like, that's not gonna hold. Like I am fucked.
Damn.
I guess that's like my version of being naked in an auditorium or something.
being
So
in the
I dream
capsule.
about this every once in a while. It's very
Right.
stressful.
It's interesting you had that dream like the night before a big team meeting.
Oh yeah, I think they were related for
Yeah.
sure.
Damn.
For sure.
Stress dream, yeah.
You knew you
Absolutely.
were gonna have that meeting.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I was dreading it. I mean, I love it. I love work. Love my team.
Yeah. I love your team too. They're all my brothers and
They're
sisters.
the
And
best.
all my wives and husbands.
Yeah. So,
And
do you have any? Do you have any recurring nightmares?
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone who's gone to college or who's gone to college as much as me, you know, you're
The school.
spent a lot of years like going to classes and taking tests, and I spent extra years because I was not a great student.
That's a classic.
So if you're like
Missing
a
the test.
mediocre student, there's a lot of these dreams. I think a lot of like
Yeah.
probably really, really powerful academics don't have them as much. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. But everyone I know who's like been like enough of a good student to like care, but not so great that you ace everything and nothing gives you any anxiety or anything. And you just study and you do it well.
Mm-hmm.
Has that recurring dream where there's a test today that for a class I forgot to go to. Like I signed up for this class.
yeah.
Didn't
I've
go
had
to
those dreams.
Didn't go to. You had them too. Yeah. Didn't go to a single lecture. Didn't go to a single quiz. I've got tons of unread emails from the professor like, hey, you missed this quiz. Hey, you missed this test. Okay, the finals today. If you're not here, you're failing this class with a full
Yep.
zero. And it's like impossible.
A full ass zero.
Full zero. Full of shit.
Yeah. Or I have the dream where I'm like halfway through the semester and there's a class that I've been enrolled in this whole time
Yeah.
and like remember like, oh wait, yeah, I enrolled in that class and I just haven't been, and oh my god, now I have to go like face the professor and then I'll just go into the bathroom instead.
Yeah.
And then the bathroom
You can't
like,
find the class.
like
Yeah.
leads to another bathroom.
Yeah.
Leads to another bathroom.
Ooh,
and then there's
that's
like a
interesting.
couch. I'm like, why is there a couch in the bathroom? And like, oh, because there's a gym over there. Okay. You go into the gym and then you go through there and there's another bathroom. And you just keep going through this maze of bathrooms. And finally, you know, you're like in the shower, you're sucking your own dick.
Oh my god, how'd I get
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, I'm sucking my own dick.
This is my own penis.
You ever wake up with your penis in your mouth?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Doubled over.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Like Netflix doesn't even give DVDs out anymore. It used to be, Netflix had a huge library of DVDs of shit that you couldn't find in
What do
any
you think
video
they even
store.
did with those?
I don't know.
It frustrates
Went
me
to a
that
landfill, I guess, 'cause
they
they just-
built up like a world class
It
library and
was
then just
hundreds of
pitched it.
thousands
just
of
yucked it
titles.
in the ocean. I bet is what
Yeah.
they did,
I
and
used
then
to
wrote
spend
it off.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's a tax write-off for them.
Incredible.
And then, yeah, it might as well be in the goddamn ocean because there's no video stores with these DVDs anywhere. But it was like, okay, I could find anything I could think of. You could use Netflix as a database. Anything you could think of, there was a DVD of it either available or it will be available when the person gives it back. But the physical media is completely dying.
That was like the promise of that made me feel less like I needed DVDs. I was like, oh, it's great. This
Yeah.
beautiful service has every movie there ever
I
was. I don't
have it
need.
on my doorstep.
And then they did like a bait and switch. And they're
Uh-huh.
like, no, actually,
we're taking
we
this
just
away.
have a bunch of movies with The Rock now
Yeah.
that we made,
Yeah.
and 7 movies from before the year 2000. I hate how sometimes they won't even. You'll find the movie you want to watch, and it'll just say it's not available.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's
It's all
in the-
digital. It's a file.
We need just like an old school HTML site, everymovie.com. And it just starts at A. And then at the bottom of the page, you click whatever letter of the alphabet you want, A, B, C, D.
database.
Yeah. And then all the movies that start with D pop up on that HTML page. And then, and then you just like stream it from your phone.
No, not from your phone. There's no way to watch a movie.
Yeah. You can just like watch it on your phone.
No, that ain't no kind of way to live.
What's wrong with that?
If I have every movie available at my fingertips, but I have to watch it on the phone, I'd say no, thank you. No, thank you. If that's the way it's gotta
Wow.
be, I'd rather not have it actually.
Wow.
But I'm a real stickler for these.
I
sort
thought
of
you were a
things.
big movie guy.
I am, but not on your phone. Just watch it on your TV.
This is
Watch it
news
on
to
the.
me.
I know, I was kidding about watching movies on your phone.
Well, you shouldn't.
Because I know how it gets under your skin.
It's under my skin a little
But
bit.
remember that one guy we knew and he was watching movies on his phone? You got really mad at him?
I had to yell at him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're friends anymore, but I mean, I was a jerk about it, yeah. And I told him to stop, and if he's doing it, I don't want to hear about it ever again. If you're telling me about a movie you saw and you're watching your phone, I'd rather you just not tell me about that fucking movie.
Is
Keep
that
it to yourself?
Is that why you're not friends with him anymore?
Probably so. I've lost friends over this over the years. It could be anybody you're talking about. I've lost so many friends over this.
Do you think there's any way, like, I'm into science fiction, you know? Do you think there's any way, like, time could just stop? Like, the time completely stops, and you, like, look at your watch, and, like, the second hand's not moving because...
So time stops for everyone with you,
No, just time stops.
but you can't look at your watch. If time, you couldn't move. You'd be frozen in a moment.
Oh, so if time stops, your body stops, too?
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like you're kind of in time somehow.
yeah. You're in time. You can't really stop
you mean,
time.
you mean
without
you
stopping
stop it,
everything.
and then somehow you're able to just like still move around and.
And everyone's frozen, and all your buddies are frozen.
Like,
in place.
everybody can just move around, but, like, the time is stopped, though.
Oh,
Well, then why, how would it have stopped? Everyone's still moving around. And doing
Well, everybody's,
stuff.
like, doing stuff, but it's still, like, 1:01 p.m. on Saturday, May 25th.
Well, we can do that still. You can just stop your clock, stop your watch, and yeah, time will stop. Sure, but if everyone's moving around and doing stuff,
yeah.
still
What does
time
that
is
really
still
mean?
going on.
I guess
'cause-
that means that the Earth stops rotating, and the sun stops. Something would have to
then
change,
we're in real
right?
trouble.
Well, you still have to, like, go to bed and
Yeah,
stuff.
we would be in trouble at that point. For
No,
sure.
you'd have to go to bed and go to sleep. You'd have to have, like, the sun. But I just mean, like, time would stop.
And I think it was the Neil deGrasse Tyson who said this in between groping people.
Oh,
He
I
was
really
saying-
like that guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was saying like if the Earth stopped spinning.
I
mean,
didn't
not
even know he
only-
was a scientist. I only knew him about because of the groping.
Yeah, 'cause of
and
groping.
then I was like, oh my
Well, he's a
God,
really
he's
famous.
smart too.
Yeah, he's also like a real nerd. But he said that if the Earth stopped moving, everyone on the planet would die immediately because the atmosphere would disappear. Without the Earth spinning and creating that gravitational
Get fucked.
force,
Really?
the atmosphere would just fly away into space, and then we'd all be really, really dead.
Yeah, we just get radiated.
The atmosphere would fly away.
Yeah, it would dissipate. We
So
need
this-
the,
the spinning
the
does
spinning of
something
the Earth
valuable, huh?
keeps the atmosphere here
Huh.
somehow. I don't know. Gravity.
That's
I guess.
wild.
But
Yeah.
no, gravity is because of mass.
Because normally when you spin something, it makes stuff fly off. So
Yeah.
that's insane. It's not
It's
intuitive to me.
It's
Yeah.
reversed for the Earth.
Okay.
The spinning of the Earth keeps the atmosphere in place, and it is spinning is also caused by gravity.
It's above my pay grade.
I don't know. I mean, I thought the not the spinning, but the rotation was caused by gravity.
I think it's both, brother.
I thought the spinning was just like some wild motion that.
It's the sun's gravity, I guess, doing it,
No, that's the rotation. The revolution. I mean,
and the spinning.
I'm sorry. The revolution is around the sun, and the rotation is the spinning on the axis.
Yeah, and that rotation is what keeps the atmosphere in place.
Why is it spinning?
It's the sun. The sun's gravity.
No, that's why we're rotating
It's
around the
both.
sun, but
We're
we're
revolving.
rotating and we're spinning.
Yes, because of the gravity of the sun. The sun is so massive.
The sun.
I guess
What
so.
would we do without the sun?
Nothing.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we've learned here.
Yeah.
It is
Ha-
important.
The importance of the sun.
Talk
It
about
really is.
talk about a buddy. Talk about a buddy, dad, brother, the sun.
Sun is king, buddy.
Yeah, King Buddy.
King Buddy.
Keeps us all in place. Keeps us all here. You know, it helps the electronics work that run our day-to-day lives and our phones and our microphones.
Yeah, I guess
The
it
sun.
does. It does something like that.
Yeah, I mean the sun.
The sun work. These are like solar powered. These microphones.
Well, the sun creates the conditions necessary for the power to exist. Because without the sun, you know, how are you going to have a power plant?
Oil.
Yeah, you could just burn stuff, I guess.
Well, without the sun, how would you be able to do that? Because you freeze up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to start a fire when it's negative 300
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah, it'd be
You
really
know,
cold.
That would
man,
be, that would be
that's a good
tough.
point. You really have been watching this Neil deGrasse Tyson guy.
I
This
have.
guy's a fucking
I have.
genius.
I can tell you're pretty smart.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of guys. I've been learning, you know, how to, you know, understand the universe and understand women and understand personal relationships from him. You know, it's been a quite revealing experience.
Last time we learned he's Irish. Now we're learning that he's a fucking genius.
He's a fucking
Like, he's
astrophysicist.
just he's full of surprises.
Yeah, I went to a lot of school.
Yeah, he's been to school a long time, folks.
So Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about women. He like how to relate with women, because this is a big topic for me. I just feel that I don't understand women.
Well,
very
Neil deGrasse
well.
Tyson was famous for like groping women and like being really handsy with them and inappropriate. He also is famous for that and
Oh.
science.
Okay, so he's not actually. Doesn't seem to
You're
really.
gonna learn the wrong lessons from this guy if you're looking for information.
if
on
you're
how
looking
to
for science,
how to
that's
relate
the
to
wrong
women.
stuff.
Yeah,
He knows about women though.
he knows how to be really weird around them in very awkward, nerdy ways, just like
If there was,
touching them.
I don't know, but if there was some way to understand women, if they, I mean, I know women are buddies and all,
If
but
you think of them that way, it's a little easier to understand them.
You know, I had a buddy that graduated with a degree in women's sciences.
Gender
And
studies?
No, it was women's
Women's
sciences.
sciences?
Yeah, it was trying to understand women.
Is that for real?
A man,
Yeah,
a man
and
buddy.
I was
This was a man.
I was
buddy.
blown. It had never occurred to me like what an advantage that would be in life to have studied that.
We like read Joan Didion or Ruth Bader Ginsburg books or something. What's women's studies? He's reading
It's women's sciences.
women's sciences.
Women's sciences.
Women's sciences, huh?
Yeah, look it up.
Mary Curie. He's reading about women's sciences. He's reading
Mm-hmm.
about. I guess I'll look this up. Mary Todd Lincoln. Reading about her.
Mhm. Foundational text. That's right. That's right.
Boxcar Bertha.
Boxcar Bertha, Harriet Tubman, all of them.
Annie Oakley.
Every one. He read about every woman basically.
He's reading
He's
about
he's a fucking expert.
women's sciences.
What
did
would
he-
you do if you knew him? If you understood women, what would it would be like a superpower. There'd be no strife. There'd be no. Every day would be beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Would you use your power for evil?
if I understood women, maybe there wouldn't be, maybe there you'd say, well, what's next? What do I do now? What do I live for?
Understanding women is
could
just
just
understanding
die.
people. And once you understand people, what's your oyster?
You think so?
So how do we understand people?
Yeah, hang out with them, talk to them.
Are they greedy inherently? Like what's the TLDR
well,
on people?
yeah. Give me the short version.
On people, we're mostly hanging out. Hanging out, really.
Would you say they're just enlightened apes or something like that?
Yeah.
Stoned
primates,
chimps?
certainly. Well, I mean, not stoned. I mean, some people are certainly stoned, but that's just to facilitate hanging out. I think people want to hang out. They hang out, and that's pretty much it.
Social creatures.
Yeah. Yeah, chilling, taking it easy, hanging out, and relaxing, mostly.
Well, but people get intense though. They
Yeah.
they
It's because they want to hang out later, and they have to kind of get there, but that's what they want is to hang out.
Okay, so there's like this phase of being contracted, oh, I need to be riled up about politics or about going to the gym or something
yeah.
really serious.
Or my
Yeah.
sports team lost.
yeah,
People hate that.
my sport. I got to be serious about my sports for a minute here.
Yeah.
But if sports is
But-
just another subsect of hanging out, it's a facilitating the quality of the hangout and like something to do while you're hanging out is sports, and politics is hanging out in DC, hanging out in courthouses. That's politics.
Fucking is hanging out.
That's hanging out. Yeah,
Yep.
that's some of the ultimate hanging
Oh,
out.
that's yours. Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people use sex to hang out.
Yeah, and people get
Dating
really
is hanging out.
people get pretty serious about sex.
Yeah,
They get really wrapped up in the moment. This feels really good. I'm really, this is intense. I'm but really, yeah, you're just chilling.
it's mostly hanging out. Hanging out at varying levels. That's what people are. So in a way, that's what women are. Is just people to hang out with. People who want to hang out.
I feel like overall though, women are more serious than men, and men are more hanging out. Men are like, oh, I'm just trying to chill. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to chill. And then women are like, no. You don't understand. This is important.
Like women,
Like
Yeah.
here's your bill.
Right.
Like look at your bills. Look at your.
so that we can hang out, so that hanging out can happen. Pay your bills.
Yeah, it's true.
Make dinner. So
They're
we can-
just
so hanging out.
facilitating more hanging
You gotta
out.
stop watching all this Neil deGrasse Tyson because you're getting so much smarter
Like,
than the rest of us.
He's way ahead of us.
But yeah, like what's your wife doing right
Way
now? She's
ahead.
hanging out with the cats. You know,
yeah.
she's hanging out alone, but that's still she's hanging out.
But she's
Hanging
like
out-
serious
hanging out
about the
with
cats too, but
Yeah.
it's because she.
Wants to hang out with them.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good, man. Well, and I think that's a problem with Elon Musk. It's like, dude, it's time to hang out.
He just wants to get more money.
Like, chill. Like, you can hang out now.
The man needs to chill.
He doesn't know how.
He doesn't even play his own video games.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. He has to get someone to play Diablo for him because he can't hang out.
He just can't hang out.
That's
Yeah.
like a level of ambition that is new to me, honestly. Seeing somebody pay someone else to do their leisure for them? What is that? Whoa, you've lost the plot completely.
Completely.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to enjoy that game yourself.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
Maniac.
Trump understands hanging out. I mean, he's been.
Oh,
Loves
yeah.
hanging out.
Oh, he's
He's
been
always eating McDonald's.
He's been
Going to
golfing. He's been
restaurants,
golfing all the whole
He's
time.
jet setting around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging out with
He
models.
loves to dance. You
Spend-
see him dancing.
He spent like
it's
85
fun all the time.
in the last what? How long has he been president? 4 months? 3 months?
Yeah.
12 years?
85 million he spent on just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He gets it.
85 million of our money.
It's our money.
By the way,
yeah.
our
Well-
taxpayer dollars, not his own purse.
But if I'm going
It
to spend
needs to
money
be
on anything,
appropriated.
it's a dude hanging out. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
hey,
you
yeah,
know,
hell,
it's hard to be mad about it.
yeah. All forms of hanging out are forced, though, right? Because you're born as a human being who is conditioned through evolution to hang out.
Uh-huh.
So you're like, you pop out on this earth and you're like, time to hang out.
I want to hang out.
Right? You didn't have any choice in that because that's just what you do as a human being. So, like, even if you're just hanging out with your best buddies, in a way it's forced. Like, well, I got to have best buddies.
So I can enjoy
Can't live
hanging
this.
out.
Can't live this life without my best buddies.
Right. But I don't do anything about my buddies.
I don't do a damn thing without my buddies.
Right.
I won't even get a haircut without my
I
buddies.
don't want to get a haircut out of my buddies.
If I'm going to the barbershop, I'm saying get in the car with me. You coming with
We're
me?
going to the barbershop together. Yeah. If I could shower with my buddies, I would. You know, if that were socially acceptable.
I would, and I do.